Thanks for joining me. Now that fall is here, it means one thing for me, fire pit season. One thing I needed was a log rack. So I'm going to show you step by step on how I built this log rack. So I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get started. When designing this log rack, I had no real plan for the design. What I did know is I wanted the height of it to be 33 inches, the width 32 inches, and the depth 13 inches. The reason I chose 33 inches for my height is because my tools for my fire pit would perfectly be able to hook onto the back without hitting the ground. My goal was to build this out of 14 gauge steel. I do not have a bender, so with that in mind, I'm going to design this that I will have bend lines cut into it. Instead of having my sides flat, I'm going to give it a little depth. So I'm going to create 2-inch bend lines on the outside, and when bent, it'll be 2 inches wide. The very top of the sides, I did not want to be a sharp 90. So I'm rounding over the top corners. So I didn't want the sides just to be blank. So I went online and found a clip art of flames. Found one that I liked, made it into an SVG file. I added it to my drawing. With this flame drawing, I'm going to have to fix it so I'm able to cut out, so I don't lose the inside of the flame. I could have done this in Inkscape, but I chose to do it in Fusion 360. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily put a couple lines in different spots where I want to cut out. Then I'm going to come back and clean it up with the nice rounded edges. The goal here is to be able to leave metal in the inside. This way it holds together and I just have the outline of the flame. I'm quickly showing you the process of how I came up with the design and what it took to actually make this design. In this video, I'm going to leave you copies of my DXF files. So if you are interested in making your own, I'm going to give you the files for free. Now for the bottom of the rack, I'm designing it that it fits inside my sides. What I'm going to do is also add a bunch of holes in it. Now this is so water, if it gets in there, it's not going to get water trapped and it's going to allow the water to flow out. The top, I'm just going to do 2 bars. And what I'm going to do is put holes in the back to hold my tools for my fire pit. With my design finished, it's now time to cut it out. I'm cutting out 2 sides, 2 tops, the back having holes in it, the front being solid, and a bottom that has all the whole drainage holes in it to make up my log rack. Now, when I cut out the bottom, there's so many holes that I really put the plasma cutter and its duty cycle to the test, and it came out with flying colors. The plasma cutter I'm using to cut this out is my YESWELDER CT2050. The small holes you see being cut out on the edges is what I'm going to use is I'm going to spot weld it to my sides. I designed the top and the bottom to work out that way. Here's everything cut out. Now it's time to get everything cleaned up. To clean up everything, I'm going to use a wire wheel on my grinder. It makes really good quick work out of it, and it does clean it up very nicely. Here's where the bend lines that I cut into it work out perfectly. All you need is a workbench with a nice straight edge. Now you go to the pieces that are left on and you press, and now you can form your 90s. To make sure your ends are nice and 90 degrees, you can use a square. With one all bent up, it's just time to go to the next one until you're all done. Every piece on here is designed to have a bend, and the seams itself are slightly sharp where I have the bend lines cut. I'm going to end up welding them, then I'm going to grind out and smooth them out so there's no sharp edges. If you have any problems making the bends, you could always use pliers to help you get the bends. It gives you enough leverage where it makes it pretty easy. I did run into this issue on the bottom on the sides. Since I didn't go 2 inches on this side, I only went 1 inch, and you didn't have much material to grab, so pliers worked perfectly. With everything bent and all ready to go, I'm going to dry fit everything. On the bottom, I'm going to make sure that I measure all around, make sure it's perfectly level and at the same exact height. Once done, I can start welding it up. Using sheet metal clamps and also a hammer, I rounded over my top to match the cut profile that I left for the rounded edges. With everything dry fitted, ready to go, next thing to do is weld. Now there's a lot of welding here, so I'm just throwing it on a time lapse for you. As always, if you have a question about this project or want to request a future project or any general question, please let me know in the comments below. The welder I'm using today is my YESWELDER DP200. Does a phenomenal job. The presets were perfect, spot on for this 14 gauge steel. Like I said earlier, all my bend lines I'm welding up and I'm going to grind them out so there's no sharp edges. And by me leaving the spot weld holes on the bottom and also the top rails was perfect to weld the sides and the top and bottom together. Using a flat disc and also a Scotch-Brite, I cleaned up and rounded over my edges. Last thing to do is paint and let it dry. In the cut files, I originally cut out 2-inch strips. What I was going to do is bend them to fit the arches on the bottom on each side and weld the 2-inch to the bottom, just like the sides, the same profile. And after putting it together, I didn't think it was a necessary step. I will keep those on the cut files for you if you decide to add it to your build. I ended up doing 3 coats of paint to get the finish I was looking for. And there you have it. It was a fun project. I hope you like it. It turned out perfect. The tool holder in the back works perfectly. And as you can tell, It holds a lot of wood. This is going to be a perfect fit for my patio and my fire pit. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel.